Hello, and welcome to Step Up to the Adventure of Your Best Life Now. I'm Coach Pat Morgan. I'm the creator of this program, and I'm your guide here today to talk about how you can do that, how you can really step into some new possibilities for your life and create that lifestyle that would allow you to live your dreams. I've been helping business leaders, entrepreneurs, corporate employees, people with big dreams for the last 20 years to do just that, to make the changes that are necessary in order to create a life they love. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be covering 3 key components to you being able to create a life that is really serving you to not only live your dream and have your best life possible, but in that process, you will bless the world in ways that you can't even imagine. Because when we're in our purpose, whenever we're living life from the place of who we're here to be, amazing things can happen. So grab a pen and paper. You'll want to jot a few things down as we go through this masterclass today, and get ready for the opportunity for you to really begin even today to start making changes that will take you where you want to be with your dream life. So my journey started when I was just like you, looking for some answers like, how can I create the life that I love? At the time, I was a corporate employee, loving my work. I worked in technology. I had, gone to school for that. I had worked for a couple of different companies and just really loved my work. But what I didn't love was my work environment. Working for someone else, having to ask permission for time off, never really getting paid what I was worth. Just the environment was really constrictive to me as far as what I wanted to do with my life. And I thought there must be a better way. And as I began to search and to look for some answers and to find out, how do you do that? I realized that if I'm looking for this, there are probably a lot of other people that would like to know this too. And if I can get this figured out, then I can help other people. And so that's really what started me on my journey. I wanted some things like I wanted what I just mentioned, some of that freedom. But another thing that I was looking for was the ability to be able to work from anywhere. And this was back before we had Zoom or we had a lot of the functionality that we have with cell phones today, a lot of the tools and apps and things that we have that allow us to connect virtually all over the world so easily. And so I was looking for a way that would give me the flexibility to work from anywhere, to not have to ask permission for the times I wanted to travel. I wanted to travel for pleasure and fun, but I also wanted the ability to be with my family when they needed me. And at the time, my mom was not doing well. She was sick and really needed care. And we were getting that for her, but I wanted the freedom to be able to be with her and be there while she was going through a difficult time. And which I think is one of the greatest privileges and freedoms that we have, is really to be there with our loved ones when they need us. And so those were things that were driving me to find some different possibilities for myself and to figure out this whole lifestyle that I wanted to create. The thought of working until I was 65 so that I could retire on half of what I was making just didn't make sense to me. I knew that was never going to be a fit for what I wanted. So this led me to start to take steps that led me in a direction that has been beyond really my wildest dreams when I started, has taken me places, to relationships with people, learnings, and new discoveries that have just been really just truly incredible. And that's what can happen for you. And that's why we're here today, because we want to talk about you and what your goals and dreams are and how you can make those your reality. So today we're going to be talking about 3 key points that I mentioned. One is, what do you want? Really getting clear on what it is that you want to create for your life. The second is creating the ability, the time and the space and the energy to make that goal and dream a priority. And then the third part of that is getting started, because nothing really happens until you take action. And so that's where we're going to focus today. But before we do that, I need to tell you that, if you're someone who does not take action, like you get good information and then you don't act on it, then this isn't for you. If you're not willing to change some of the limiting beliefs or mindset that has gotten you where you are, then it's not for you. And if you're just here kind of wishing that some things would change, but you're not really committed to your dream or goal, then no one else can do that for you. That's really up to you. And I know this. I know that this is not for everyone. But if you are a person who's really ready and you are open to growing and changing and doing what it takes to create something different in your life, then it is for you. And if you're here today thinking that I want to pick up some ideas today, I want some things that can really get me inspired, get me moving so that I can get started taking these steps, then this is for you. So I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad that you're making this time and putting this energy into getting some information that's going to help you move forward to live your dream. Because really, life is short. It goes by very quickly. And if you don't make your dreams a priority and don't make them, in the forefront for you, then no one else is ever going to do that for you either. And they are just wishes that sit there, wishes and hopes that is not, I've heard that hope is not a strategy. And I guess that's really what I'm trying to say, is that as long as we're just wishing, you're not really committed and nothing's going to change. So let's talk about how to make those changes. Let's talk about what could be different for you. So where we're going to start is getting clear on your goals and dreams and what you want. And I remember many years ago, I always like to think back to this moment whenever I'm thinking about goals and dreams, because you don't have to get even all of the detail around it, but you've got to catch the vision for where you want to go in order to get moving and start attracting in things that will be catalysts for you to make your goal and dream a reality. So when I was first dreaming about living on a beach or near a beach, I was vacationing in Mexico. I lived in a landlocked place. It was beautiful in Oklahoma, but we would travel to the beach for vacation. And we would save up all year to go on vacation, and we would go to Mexico, and it was fabulous. It was beautiful. And the people there were, of course, speaking Spanish, which was like it was such a melody to me. It was like very familiar in a way, and something that I wanted to understand. Like I wanted to know, what are they saying, and what do all these words mean? And so I had kind of a dual dream wrapped in there. One was to live near the beach or in a tropical paradise, and the other was to learn to speak this foreign language that was so beautiful to me. And so I remember I put a picture of the beach on my dream board, and I actually enrolled in a Spanish course that was happening near my work, where I could go on my lunch hour and start learning a little Spanish, but never did too much with it. But anyway, and there was a guy that I worked with who was moving to Florida. And he would talk about it at work. And I didn't know anyone that lived in Florida. I never knew really much about Florida, beautiful beaches and hurricanes and that kind of thing, but not a whole lot. But anyway, a dream was sparked in me. Anyway, fast forward about 3 years, and I had the opportunity to move to Florida through some job changes and experiences that led me to where I live now, near the beach. And so we just never know. It's so important to get clear. In addition to putting that picture on my dream board, I would write my goals. So I had written down that I wanted to live near the beach, in this tropical paradise. I had written down learning to speak Spanish, along with a few other things that I had put on my goals and dreams list. And this is where I want you to start, because it's so, so powerful in starting to manifest what we want. So this first step of writing down what you want is where a lot of people just never even take that step, They have an idea, a thought that's rolling around in their mind that's jumbled up with all of the other thoughts and ideas and distractions and stimulus that you're getting all day long with the messages that are coming in and the social media and people telling you things and your phone's ringing and all these things that are happening. So how in the world can you ever sort out what's most important with all of this stuff going on at the same time? So writing it down. I know a lot of you like to take notes on your devices, and if that works for you, that's fine. But I'm a really big fan of this old-fashioned method of just getting some paper and a pen and writing, because whenever you begin to transfer this thought, this energetic vibration of a thought that's in your mind, flows through your hand out onto the paper, it's really incredible what starts to happen. We know, like you know this, whenever you write something down, you look at it differently than when you were just thinking about it, because now you're starting to see it, whether it's your, a list of things that you're working on, and you have a constant reminder there, right? That's why we do that. Or if you like to read books or any kind of thing that's written. So writing it down is a really important step for you to begin to get clarity. So just right now in this moment, think about your top 3 goals or dreams. What do you have that's just like, really sparked right now as we're talking about dreams? Put that on your paper. It can be messy. It doesn't need to be all neat and tidy. It can be on a napkin. It can be anywhere. Just write it down and start to put it into form. And so if you've got lots of other dreams, put those on your paper too. You don't have to just stop at 3, and you won't as you allow yourself to start this process of dreaming again. But, let your dream flow onto that paper, just like I did with my dream of living near the beach, which led me to start focusing more on opportunities around the beach, spending my time thinking about it, imagining what could be possible for me in this tropical paradise, what I would be doing there, what kinds of activities and those kind of things. So write it down. That's your very first step. The second thing is to create the space, the time, and the energy for you to even be able to make your goal or dream a priority, because most of us have our lives already so filled up with activities, meetings, job, our work, our whatever time you might have for something fun, whatever it is you're already doing, maybe family obligations, that your life is already so full that if I showed up today to present you with, voila, your most important goal or dream, you wouldn't even be able to hold it, because you're just not available for that. You don't have the mindset. You don't have the maybe the physical space, depending on what your dream is, or you just don't have the energy for it. It's interesting. There's statistics around lottery winners that win $1 million, for example, and then within a year it's gone, or they end up, blowing it, or spending it right away, because they aren't able to hold that. They don't have the mindset for it. They don't have the ability or, the readiness, the preparation to be able to have that goal or dream. And so this is a really important thing for you to begin to prepare for what it is that you want to have in your life. So a lot of this has to do with just getting the clutter out of the way. Most of our homes, storage units, automobiles, a lot of different places that we have things stuffed, stored, really our lives filled up with just things that are detracting us actually every time we look at them or have to deal with them from thinking about the things that we really want to have. So you could start with a drawer or a closet and just start cleaning out some stuff. Your calendar, look at what's on there, or probably even more importantly, what's not on the calendar that you're spending your time doing that's taking up a lot of your time. How much time are you spending on your device every day that maybe you could cut back on that? And then energy levels, what's draining your energy? Where can you regain some energy? Maybe you're not getting enough sleep. Another hour of sleep at night would make a difference. Or maybe you just need to get moving. Maybe you need to go for your health checkup that you haven't done yet this year, or maybe for a few years. Where do you need to give attention and make space so that whenever this goal and dream starts to manifest in your life, you're available for it and you enjoy it. You can really have the happiness and the enjoyment of having it in your life. And so creating an opportunity for yourself to be available and to, be able to hold this dream whenever it comes. So I remember a few years ago, I was working with this really amazing, bright young woman who worked for a bank. Her name was Jen, and she was really great at her job. She did like a support role in HR, like system stuff, and kind of just really back office kind of environment for her. When in fact she was a real people person. And so this job, as much as it provided her with a good paycheck and she had a fine life and everything, it just really didn't do much for her as far as sparking her brilliance and allowing her to make her finest contributions, besides live her dream. And so when she came to me, she was just kind of frustrated with her work, and she was feeling like she was in her mid-30s and feeling like she was starting to kind of like feel like maybe I'll never actually be able to live my dream. And that's not a very good feeling, is it? If you're at that place in your life where you're feeling like, wow, the years are kind of going by now. I thought I would be farther along toward my dream, and I thought I would be living it by now, and I'm still not. So I want to get on top of that and see what can I do to make changes. And that's what we were working on for her. And so we began to get clear on what would she really love to do? What did she want? And what she wanted was to travel. She really wanted the freedom and flexibility to be able to earn from anywhere, kind of like I was thinking whenever I first started my search for this process that I've created to help you do that. And she wanted to be able to travel. She wanted, of course, to be able to go. Part of that travel would be to see family and friends in various locations, but she really wanted to see the world. And so through our work together, she began to get really clear on exactly what that would look like. Began to find through her research and just, once you put a dream out there, you start to have different conversations with people. You start to come across resources and opportunities that are perfect for where you're headed. And she found this company that specializes in these amazing tours around the world. And she ended up going to work for them as a guide. What a great fit for her talent and ability to work with people. And what a great find for that company to come across someone like her whose passion and dream was to really do that and who is so amazing with people. So here she is making a contribution in a much bigger way, really blessing the world with her talent and ability on a whole other level, because isn't that what happens whenever we get aligned with our purpose and we live our dream, being who we're here to be, then our gifts and talents are just magnified, and we become a blessing to whoever we're serving in that role. So the second thing we just talked about was really you being available for your dream and how you can make that a priority by creating more space and time and energy. And this is another exercise where it's helpful to write. Just write some things down, like where do I spend the majority of my time, or even, log what you're doing for a few days to get clear on that. Take a look at your spaces and just make a list of where you're going to start the big overhaul to clean out the stuff that isn't serving you to get to your dream. And then the third key that I want to talk to you about is getting started, because you can have the best plan, you can have everything cleared out, you can have your dream clarified, but if you don't ever do anything, if you don't take action, then what's going to happen? Not much. And I can support you in getting to your dream. You can have people who love you that want big things for you, but ultimately it's up to you to make the dream a reality. So getting started can really scare people because this is where it gets real, right? You've prepared, you've gotten clear, and now it's time to go and make it happen. And so that's what I love helping people with whenever we get to this step, is really breaking that bigger plan down into smaller baby steps so that you know where you're going. Because if you know the next step, you can take that one. But if you're confused, if you're not sure, and all you can see is like a big impossible road ahead that feels so scary and daunting, then you probably won't do anything. But if you know what the next step is, and then the next step, and then the next step, you can keep moving forward to take action toward your dreams. And so getting started is where it gets really exciting, because then you start to see the pieces coming together. A lot of times we have to go through some of the uncomfortable part, or kind of, awkward at times whenever you're doing something new. I was just on this big adventure out west. If you were following me on my trip, one of the things that I did was I took some dance classes while I was there, and they were dances that I'm not that familiar with. I felt very awkward. I felt very like kind of going through the ugly duckling stage of being uncomfortable, but I laughed at myself a lot through that process. I decided to have fun with it and not take myself too seriously, because I had a dream. I wanted to learn those dances, and I wanted to be a part of the community there, and I wanted to enjoy dancing. And so whatever you're doing, there's those first few awkward steps that we go through that are part of the very important part of the process of changing, of getting yourself into some new ways of being, some new mindsets, some new energy to be able to move forward. Whenever I was first starting this process and trying to figure out how to make my dreams come true, I was doing a lot of like working longer hours, putting more energy and effort into trying to get better at my job, being a better team player, all of those things that I thought would take me toward my goal and dream. And those things were okay, but they aren't the things that give you the real lift, the mindset, the understanding how to work with your own unique talents and gifts, and really strengthen those and go for your dream. Once you start moving in that direction, then the efforting won't be as much. It won't be such hard work. You're going to work. You're still going to take effort. But whenever you take inspired action, it's much different than pushing or effort action. And that's what I'm going to help you learn to do too. So today we've talked about 3 important keys for helping you live your dream life. The first, getting clear on what you want, writing it down so that you can work with it, get clear, specific on what it is you want. The second is creating the availability for you to be there for your goal and dream and to make it a priority by creating more time and space and having the energy to really receive your gift, hold your gift, live with it, and enjoy it. And then the third is getting started. And that is really so critical to you being able to live your goal and dream. And you've already done that today by listening, taking time out to hear what I'm sharing with you so that you can get started living your best life now. And it's possible for you. I can tell you that. A year from now, you can be celebrating your success, being so excited that you made that decision back in 2021 to get started, moving for your goal or dream, moving forward for your goal or dream to make it to make it happen and to make it a reality. And it's there for you. You can do it. Or on the other hand, you may be looking back over the past year and saying, wow, I wish I would have gotten started. I didn't even realize how important it was for me to get going, because life is very precious. Life passes quickly. And if you don't get started making your goals and dreams a reality today, even by just taking the first step to clarify what are they, then your goal or dream is likely not going to happen. And wouldn't it be really sad? Wouldn't it be a tragedy if you didn't realize your goals and dreams simply because you weren't willing? So today, take the first step. By scheduling your discovery call. It's my gift to you for being on this masterclass with me. It's a way for you to step up to the adventure of your best life now, and for you to get started, to get more information, to get more clarity around what you want, and to talk about how you can move forward to really make that goal and dream a reality. Wouldn't now be a great time to get started? Your dreams and goals are worth it. And I know from working with hundreds of people to make their goals and dreams a reality, to really up-level their lives in amazing ways, a lot of times beyond what they even thought possible. You can do this. So let's talk. Email me, coachpatmorgan@gmail.com, and let's get you scheduled for your discovery call now, coachpatmorgan@gmail.com. It's been so great to be here with you to share these ideas for your success. So now's the time. Let's do this.